Greetings and welcome to the annual 4th of July Veterans Parade. We're in beautiful downtown Oshkosh at the Opera House Square. I'm John Neiman with Aurora Medical Center.
And I'm Judy Ritchie, Community Advocate. And we'd like to welcome everyone on this very warm, very humid day. We've had one group go past us already, Southwest Rotary, distributing flags as they've done for the last lot of years.
A lot of years.
Yeah. The parade originated in 1991 as a welcome home to the Desert Storm vets. And in 2005, the Vietnam Vets of America took over the leadership. And we have the parade committee of Rick Wing, Dee Shates, and Ann Hawk to thank for that. Groups that we have coming up will be several motorcycle groups comprised of many veterans within those
Which
groups.
I'm sure you can already hear the motorcycles revving and running. We're just glad that you could join us, and as Judy said, this has been the most unpredictable spring and summer with the weather, from cold to very, very hot and humid. But we're here today to celebrate the wonderful 4th of July in downtown Oshkosh, part of Oshkosh Media. We're glad to be here, and as you can see, first of all, revving up their engines and coming down the street for us is the American Legion Riders, who've been a fixture in our parade for many, many years.
And then we have the Chrome Angels, and they're going to be following right directly behind. And after them are the Oshkosh Aces, who again have been with us for many years. And then the Rustic Riders.
It is a great way to welcome everyone to our wonderful parade. I love to see them all decked out in their red, white, and blue, really enjoying the wonderful weather. And once again, as it is every year in our parades, candy and flags are two of the main attractions that we have here.
As we wait for the honor guard, we have to thank the Oshkosh Media staff and volunteers for their participation making this possible for you. Jake Tim, Scott Williams, Ian Bartlett, Daryl Dukacek, and Anna Riggert, and friends of Oshkosh Media.
And we welcome Anna. She is the intern this semester for Oshkosh Media, and she's been a great help. She was with us when we taped our shows, and she's also here today taking pictures and helping the crew with the parade. Once again, part of the parade is Oshkosh Sawdust Days, which runs through Sunday of this week. So it's a wonderful chance to get down to the park and enjoy lots of wonderful activities, from the food to the people to the music. Oshkosh knows how to celebrate.
And coming up now, we have the Marine Corps League and Auxiliary, the Color Guard, and Rifle Squad, and followed by a couple of cars or vehicles with the Auxiliary.
As you can hear the cheers and clapping for our beautiful flag and for the men and women who serve our country. Nice shiny vehicles, the red, the blue, which just reminds me I need to get my car washed.
And coming up next is the Oshkosh Police Honor Guard, led by one of the motorcycle officers, or he was coming.
I saw him go somewhere. I don't know. We
Yes.
saw him. He took a turn.
And here is the big emergency response vehicle. We see that periodically when there's standoff situations, but they're also out in the community a lot for special events. Great way to introduce the kids to the officers in a non-crisis situation.
It's to make it friendly for the community, so they do a lot of school events, and they're part of a lot of events in our community, like you said, just so the community gets to know what our Oshkosh Police Department and Fire Department and ambulance crews are all about.
And here comes the honor guard, and again, people standing and clapping, hands over their heart.
And truly, Oshkosh is event city with so much going on. I invite you to check out our chamber and to find out what's going on in the city, because there's something every weekend, from Waterfest to parades to Life Fest, Rock Fest. There's something for everyone in our great city of Oshkosh.
And next here we have the Vandersea family with their 1960 fire truck. They've been a fixture with us for a lot of years also. And the kids like to look at it as being an old time truck.
I think the truck is named Grandma, from what I can see, so that really does fit in quite well. Coming now, I believe this is the VFW.
Post 1908, and again another honor guard. That's one thing we're going to see at the beginning of the parade is a lot of honor guards, especially a lot of the flags, both the American flag and the post flags or whatever, and if you notice the POW flags, honoring those who either didn't come home or were detained for periods of time.
And it's just great to see so many people here turning out for the parade, because you never know about the weather. We've had rain, we've had cold, now we have the heat, but to see so many people out here celebrating our independence and the 4th of July truly is wonderful. Thank you to the veterans of foreign wars for participating in our parade once again this year. Cool cars. And Judy, I think I hear music.
I think so. And according to our schedule, the next is the Vfw Band. And they've been together for a lot of years also.
They were formed in 1947. What a tribute to them to still have the band going strong today and playing their wonderful concerts, the great music.
One thing that we're going to hear a lot of is definitely the patriotic music. I always like the Proud to be an American.
Oh yes, Lee Greenwood. That
Right.
is just... Well, here we go. We can sit back and listen to the Oshkosh Vfw Band as they play for our parade today. Nice round of applause for them as they pass by us today. Post 1908, the Oshkosh Vfw Band. Coming into view right behind them. Wow. They're probably one of the kids' favorites.
The Zor Mavericks, and they were chartered in Wautoma in 1984. They ride 1986 red Honda Sprees, so they work really hard to keep them that way. They participate in over 25 parades around central Wisconsin, and it's precision maneuvers, and the age of the men range from the mid-20s to the 80s.
Wow. And it always looks like they're having fun, which is the big part of the parade. As they go by and beep and start doing their maneuvers right in front of us.
The Shriners, that's our Mavericks, they're fundraising. All proceeds are donated to Shriners Hospitals for Children, and all the care and services rendered to those children is free to the families. And our family had that experience back in the 1940s, and makes a huge, huge difference.
Especially at the time when there is a need and you don't know what to do and you're trying to just deal with the need in your family and not have to worry about money and care. It's great to have a place like that to go to take care of it. So really our hats off to the Zora Mavericks, even though they're keeping their hats on with all the maneuvers they're doing. We really do appreciate all the work that they do, the fundraising they do to provide the services that they do for the Shriners Hospitals.
And coming up now is the Jazzercise. And I marvel every year at the energy and the enthusiasm that these ladies have of dancing the entire parade route.
On this hot pavement, I am just right now trying to get the energy to reach for my glass of water because it is so hot and humid today. And you see the energy and you see the smiles on their faces, which, because they know they're doing this for a wonderful cause, to celebrate our veterans and our independence with the 4th of July.
And the Jazzercise is a great aerobic exercise. It helps to keep you, going, in tone.
And the thing about Jazzercise too, there's different levels so everybody can do it. Everybody can be a part of the Jazzercise. Look at the smiles on their faces.
And coming up next are the Knights of Columbus. And do you know what the significance of all those plumes are?
Pretty, very pretty.
They're pretty, but they also signify their ranking within the group.
And pardon us too, because we are very organized people. We have all the parade sheets, but sometimes the entries are a little out of order with it, so we're trying to catch up here. So, Knights of Columbus, home of the free because of the brave.
And next we've got Shawn Dockery, State Farm Insurance. And look at that great big chair.
And it's inflatable. I wonder who blew that up.
Well, there was a lot of hot air today, so probably was easier.
As Shawn says, they're new to the community and they want to be part of the community, so we really appreciate them being in our wonderful parade. Right behind them is ever popular Jimmy John's.
And they're handing out sandwiches. And you notice, I don't know if over by you folks order anything, but their service is really fast.
It's very quick. I know, you call and it's there, so we appreciate, and Jimmy John's does wonderful catering too in our community, so another place to go if you're looking to cater an event. Jimmy John's is popular.
Yes. And I believe what's coming up next is the City of Oshkosh float, and every year it seems like it gets neater and neater.
very cool because they always change out the theme to go with our parade, with the Veterans Parade, the Veterans Procession. So it says, "Salute to American Heroes." Really nice. The ever popular red, white, and blue, and the ever popular candy, which the kids all around us like, and some of the adults also.
And coming up next is Rich's Barbershop, and he used to be up on Main Street, and I believe he's on Pearl now, and has been very involved in doing small fundraisers that make a huge difference to the people involved. There's always something going on over there. Just nice people to have in the community.
And today being as hot as it is, it might be a good day to get a haircut, to go short. So Rich's Barbershop, thank you for being part of our parade. WOSH, one of our local radio stations. News Talk 1490 AM. Thank you for being part of our parade.
And then coming up next is Bethel Home, Miravita, with their pedicabs or rickshaws.
At least they're giving the residents shade today.
Absolutely.
Beautifully decorated shade pieces on.
And Green Bay, one of the Green Bay groups, has now started a program such as this.
Yeah, they really are popular all over our state now.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, Miravita, formerly known as Bethel Home, they're always parts of all the parades that we have in Oshkosh. Familiar face driving their van.
And the residents love participating by doing the pom-poms that go on the floats or all the other trims. And then get to ride along and watch the people as they go along the route.
Now we have the American Black Belt Academy. Another way to get your exercise in.
Also a good way for kids to learn some self-discipline. It's a lot of respect. Respecting of others and respecting yourself.
And they say this group has about 40 youth and adults in the group.
All the streamers with the first group here. It's always neat to watch them break the boards.
Nice to see the smiley faces so early in the morning too, especially from the youth who are participating in this today.
Okay, and here is the Menasha Vfw Post 2126. And again, they've been with us for many years. And they always have their trailer with the veterans that all gave some and some gave all, and freedom is not free.
Which is something in this day and age we all need to remember too. All the courageous men and women who did fight and are fighting for our freedoms so we can celebrate the 4th of July and Independence Day. And right up to them, right to the tail of them, you can see Julie's award-winning Touch of Silver, making Oshkosh famous.
And they are award winners just all the time. There've been some recent competitions, one out at Omro, I think just within the last couple of weeks. But they also go to Worlds.
Yes, and they just got back from Norway where they did win the gold. So congratulations to our gold award winning Julie's Touch of Silver. Let's listen and watch. quite a big group it is also.
Did you notice with as many batons in the air, none of them seem to have hit the ground?
Now, Judy shouldn't have said that.
Shh, I know, I
You know what's
jinxed
going to
them.
happen? It's like when you wash your car.
The brains. And coming up next, we've got the City of Oshkosh Fire Department. They've got a 2006 Pierce Quantum, and it serves the central part of the city. They've got 1999 Pierce Heavy Rescue that goes out to accidents. Oh, I think we're missing one. And we've got an ambulance, 2016 ambulance. And they serve a major portion of Winnebago County, not just the city of Oshkosh. And we have here, hi Tom.
How are you?
Oh,
Happy 4th.
happy 4th to you. City Councilor Tom Peck. We have several of the council members out there.
Coming into view then is the Winnebago County Democratic Party. Looks like they have a couple vehicles and a lot of people walking.
We have to remember that this is midterm elections this year, so to make yourself aware and informed is a very good thing.
Exactly, and another form of exercising is exercise your right to vote. So go ahead and go out there and vote for what you believe in, what you stand for. That's what this day is all about. So it's Happy July 4th here in beautiful downtown Oshkosh, Opera House Square, enjoying this wonderful parade in our community. After the last vehicle with Gordon Hintz, we're going to see Military Veterans Museum, who are really doing wonderfully now with the visitors that they're getting at the Veterans Museum since they moved to the frontage road.
Well, we always look back at the TV program MASH and recognize so many of the vehicles from that particular program. But they served a very useful purpose and many times serve purposes that they were never meant for.
And really, to keep the Military Veterans Museum alive and open, you need volunteers. And that's one thing we're all about is as you look at this parade and as you look at the organizations that are part of this parade, they're all made up of volunteers. And it takes volunteers to keep things going. So if you're interested in history, giving tours, contact the Military Veterans Museum because they really could use your support.
Well, we need to also remember that our country was built on the foundation of volunteers working together. They weren't paid to do a lot of what they did. One of the next vehicles coming up is Brutus, and that's that huge truck, and it's actually available for rent out to some of the community events and corporate events and whatever. A fun one for the kids to see.
As we watch all these beautiful vehicles, it's also a chance for us to thank the parade committee who put on this wonderful parade, who really starts planning the parade the day after the parade is over, and then also to Oshkosh Media, who tapes this parade and puts it on live TV for you to replay, because if you're in the parade, you'd like to see yourself like Julie's Touch of Silver. So you can go to the Oshkosh Media website and find out when this parade will replay throughout the wonderful month of July.
As we were thanking the parade committee, again, Rick Wing is chairman, Dee Shades, Ann Hulk as the parade coordinator, and then the Vietnam Vets of America, Dwayne Cannon, Rick Wing, Chuck Butzloff, Gary Lee, Bruce Williams, Joe Vandenheuvel, Jeff Freund, Myron Dimmitt, Jake Hendricks, Dennis Cartwright, and the Associates of Vietnam Veterans of America, Betty Cannon, Donna Butzloff, Gloria Cartwright, Dee Shates, and Ann Hall. And here we have the antique bicycle riders. We have that very high front wheel bike.
Okay, people, she's all in black. She's got to be hot, I tell ya. I think that might even be a swimming suit from the days gone by.
But remember, in other years, we had the one that had the basket on the front with the little dog.
Yep.
So kids always enjoyed that.
This is also a wonderful chance to talk about Oshkosh Event City and all the things going on here. One of them is Sawdust Days, which has, from the 3rd to the 7th, has just so many events going on that you have to come down and see it. You have to come down and enjoy it, with the parade being part of it, and then of course the fireworks sponsored by Festival Foods, which always takes place the evening of July 4th.
I'm not sure what this next group is. I think it's the Oshkosh Giants, but I'm not sure.
Yes, I believe you're right. I can
Okay.
read a shirt. So this
Okay.
is the Oshkosh Baseball Giants.
And it's an organization that's been in town for many years. They're starting as a professional minor league team in 1940, I'm sorry, moving to adult amateur ball in 1980. They play their home games at E.G. Snyder Field at North High School, and it's made up of current college and former pro players. Let's see. Their next home game is Tuesday, July 10th at E.J. Snyder Field.
Well choreographed for the camera, for both cameras, I tell ya. You know, and really the neat thing about Oshkosh is there's something going on all of the time throughout the years. So we just got done with Country USA. Coming up is Rock USA and Life Fest, which are on the both on the same weekend.
Right.
So Oshkosh is going to be jam-packed with people.
And the Pain with the Fear on the Green, and well, County Fair is coming up in August.
And EAA, we cannot forget EAA,
is
July 23rd.
Right.
So really, and as we were talking to the crew beforehand, this month is just going to go by so quickly because there is so much to do. So just pick and choose what you want to do and enjoy your time in our wonderful community of Oshkosh. Also, a plug to our Convention and Visitors Bureau. Also, they do a wonderful job promoting our city, having the events, and helping you out with all the events that we have.
Well, and with a lot of the renovations and new construction, that's drawing a lot of more new visitors to the community. This is the Stan Henke family.
And if we talk about a fixture, they are a fixture in the parade. Stan Henke and his kids are always in the parade with their wonderful tractors.
They're very active out in the town of Nakaimai. And it's a multi-generation farming operation.
You know, the neat thing as we do this parade year after year is people are getting so smart that now they're bringing their own plastic bags to pick up all the candy and all the flyers and all the brochures that everyone is handing out, so there's no litter in our streets. I think we have a bevy of beauties coming up now.
Well, before that, we've got Hometown Broadcasting, and they're driving their bug vehicle, playing music from their station.
And you can't miss that bug and the color. As you see it in town, you know what it is, you know what it's all about. So we're glad that retro radio could be in our parade.
And the convertible one has our Miss Oshkosh 1953.
Our very first Miss Oshkosh, Carol Fenrich.
And she's very involved in the community.
I think she took her role very seriously when she signed up for Miss Oshkosh, and
she's promoted the community ever since.
Ever since. And then coming up behind her is our own Miss Oshkosh, wonderful representative, just a recent graduate of WLA in Fond du Lac, 18 years old, Kate Litke. She is very involved in the community, and she will be going to UW Oshkosh this fall. So we welcome Kate. We're so glad that she could be part of the parade. We're very proud of how she represented Oshkosh in the Miss Wisconsin parade. So she's a wonderful representative.
And after that is Liberty Mugerauer, and as Miss Oshkosh Outstanding Teen, and very talented, very involved young lady.
Yes, part of Julie's Touch of Silver, and boy, she, as you said, she's very, very talented. And I think she gets some of that from her mother, because her mother's a very talented baker.
Yes, the cake guru.
Yeah, Tamra. So if you ever want some good cupcakes, see Tamra, who has 2 locations now in Oshkosh.
And next is the Cook Fuller Post 70. We've got the commander's car first.
Nice silver cars, very, very nice. All I hear is kids saying candy, candy, so I know somebody's handing out candy.
And I forgot to bring your sucker for you.
Oh. And I'm not making a comment on that. Daryl smiled, but I'm not making a comment.
For those of you that in the audience that don't know what that meant, John loves candy and wants the folks to be throwing candy to him. So a few years ago, I brought him an all-day sucker, just special. And next here is Richard's School of Dance.
Listen to that music. One thing that I just love about this is the smiles on everybody's faces. It just shows what this day is all about. And even though it may be a little hot, and the groups are getting so good at handing out either icy pops or juice boxes, so the crowd stays nice and cool as they watch our annual parade.
And Richard's studio is just off Main Street, so they're right at home down here.
And as we saw with Julie's, there's a wide variety of ages which comprise Richard's School of Dance. So thank you for being part of our parade.
And what's neat about it too is a lot of the girls, as they start to age out of the program, become teachers within the studio.
Right.
So they just continue with it. And here we have Felix Auto and Tire, and we have a decorated flatbed. When you get stuck somewhere, that's one of the places to be calling.
Yes, if you have that unfortunate situation, these are the people that make it all better for you. And once again, we just want to take this time to really thank Oshkosh Media, because they put the parade on, and you can watch it. The tapings, just go to oshkoshmedia.org and look for the taping schedule. Also look for Judy and John's show, Helping Hands, which puts the spotlight on volunteering in our wonderful community.
Okay, and here is the Disabled Veterans Chapter 17 of Winnebago County. Paul Baker is their current commander, and George Gillis is their 3rd district commander. And here is the Republican Party.
Of Winnebago County, and then also Friends of Scott
Walker. Glenn Grothman for Congress.
Now that's a good idea. They're handing out beads. Everyone loves to get patriotic stuff because there's so many times you can wear it during the year, from Memorial Day to Labor Day to 4th of July. And I think the one thing that we want to remember, especially on Independence Day, is that it takes all of us to be one strong nation. And that's all of us working together. We all have ideals, we all have opinions, we all want to work together to make this the best country it can be.
As you said earlier, when we talk about exercise, we talk about the physical exercise, but also exercise your right to vote.
Right.
Get yourself educated, get yourself informed. Don't get in arguments with your neighbor or your family. Try to be a little civil about it.
Especially over the little stuff. Don't sweat the little stuff because there's bigger problems in our world today. And I think if we all just join together and volunteer, we can make this a better place, which we've already proved. This really is a long procession. There are lots and lots of walkers in this procession. Get it? Walkers?
Yes, yeah. I know.
And as we see the procession, we just want to remember too that it's not just John and Judy who are here doing the commentary for the parade, but we also have the wonderful crew from Oshkosh Media, Jake, Scott, Ian, Daryl, and their UWO intern, Anna, who are helping tape and record and edit all of this so you can watch it on Life TV.
And also thank you to the Friends of Oshkosh Media, because they're the ones that help to do the fundraising to make it possible. And here we have the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby, and they've been with us for a number of years also.
I love it. Hustle and heart set us apart. Definitely true. And as we said throughout this parade, there are different ways you can exercise. We've seen them all in the parade today.
I keep talking about my neighbor's kids or grandkids, and Regan was so enthralled by these gals and some others that she had seen that she wanted to take lessons, and she goes up to Appleton and she is just having a blast. She loves it, and it's good for her. And again, they're learning teamwork and discipline and all sorts of good life skills.
And it's different than when we were growing up and you had the little blades that fit on your shoes and you had to tighten them with the key. I mean, really, the skates they have today, which I could not do, but they have, are just wonderful. Up in view now is KG and the Ranger.
And if you look, there's the armadillo pulling the wagon.
And as I said, this for us older people, speaking for myself, this brings back memories of Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, and Will Rogers, who are cowboys who knew how to and loved to entertain.
They've done over 2,700 shows since 1989. And if you are connected on, you're from Oshkosh, when there was something about a piano just recently from Shakey's.
Yes.
And Rick played music and sang out there back in the 70s and 80s.
Boy, I remember that. Birthday parties were big out there with the straw hats and that. And Winnebago County Fairest of the Fair.
Stephanie Beck, and we know Stephanie's mom, Patsy.
Wait, no, she's had a couple daughters who have been Fairest of the Fair.
Now, she only has one daughter.
One of her daughters was Fairest of the Fair a couple years ago.
She was Miss Rural Winnebago County.
Oh.
So.
Oh, she's okay, a new position.
Yes. And a very intelligent, poised young lady.
And a great person to represent our fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oshkosh Elks, Lodge 292. You always can tell the Elks because they have those wonderful bright red shirts, and they do so much community service for our wonderful community, especially with scholarships.
Scholarships, and they also do provide funds for the Easter Seals, for the respite camps, for the children with disabilities.
Nicely decorated float.
And they also have Boy Scout Troop 610 with them.
And right behind them, we could hear the wonderful music of the Oshkosh Area Community Band. Oh, to have the talent. And if you're interested in joining, please do. They're volunteers who do wonderful concerts throughout the year in support of our community. So they're known as the official band of Winnebago County.
And next coming up is St. Andrew's Lutheran Church, and their Feed the Children, or Feed Our Children. They're going to be doing the lunch program for the school kids, and they're joining with other churches. And that was Amy that was picking on me back here. Amy and I from the community band went to school together. She enjoys picking on me, and I pick on her.
She wanted a picture. What a neat concept to do a noon meal to feed the hungry children in our community, another way of giving back.
It's important to remember that there are a lot of children in our community who do not have access to healthy meals during the summer as they do during the school year when they have the hot lunch program. There are a number of churches that are taking part in these noon programs over summer. Our Savior's Lutheran is another one.
Well, now we have in view in a beautiful red convertible, Miss Amvet. She's the White Clover Princess. She looks nice and cool in her beautiful white dress, throwing candy, smiling at all the kids.
And next is Ann Palm. I'm trying to remember what her actual title is, but she's been very involved for a very long time also.
Now, is Ann driving or is she Uncle Sam?
I believe she's driving.
Oh.
Yeah. She went to St. Mary Springs with several of the gals that I quilt with from North Fond du Lac.
So I believe, if this is right, this is Dax Trucking?
Could be.
That is so cool to see the electronic signboard on the semi. That is a great way of advertising because the trucks go all over.
And it has a sleeper cab. You know what that is?
I'd like to.
It's for the over-the-road drivers, and rather than staying in hotels and motels, they can sleep right in their truck.
And it looks pretty big.
It is.
Now that is really, really neat.
According to this, it has a 53-foot low-body race trailer to form 93 feet of eye-catching attention.
And they do not need music at all because this truck speaks for itself. Thank you for being part of our parade. We really appreciate it. I love the sign where it says saluting the heroes. Very, very nice.
My son-in-law drives truck, but not one that big.
Wow. And again, this is just a chance for us to thank all the wonderful volunteers who make up this parade, from the parade committee to the crew at Friends of Oshkosh Media and Oshkosh Media. We thank you for your support, because without you, we wouldn't be sitting here with this wonderful parade.
And I believe this is Miss Rural Winnebago County, Carly Kafer. And she would have been crowned mid-June at the Waukah Community Center when they had the youth event.
And it's nice to see too that these young ladies are getting involved early, because we don't think about it. We had a contestant on our show who talked about this is really a form of volunteering, because they're volunteering their time to represent a place and to be a good representative. So thank you, Miss Rural Winnebago.
Next is Choose Life, and it promotes exactly what it says, choosing life.
Wisconsin Right to Life.
And they're tossing Lifesaver candy.
Hey.
How appropriate.
Thank you for being in our parade, and it's so nice because usually this summertime a lot of people like to go away. Like last night, 41 was shut down for a while with all of the traffic of people leaving north. But it's nice to see so many people be part of our parade and stay and come out and join us in this beautiful venue in the city of Oshkosh.
And next we have Lamers Bus Lines, and they're saluting our American heroes with their patriotic coach. They transport veterans and veterans' families all over the country. They're known for that. Very, very giving.
And coming into view is Oshkosh Corporation.
And they had their 100th anniversary last year. And this year, do you remember as a kid going out to the airport and watching them load the trucks on those big transport planes?
Right.
That was a Sunday afternoon activity for us.
Free entertainment.
Absolutely.
And you know, as we say, they really are part of the community. They're one of the largest employers for the city of Oshkosh, so we really do appreciate Oshkosh Corp's support, not only of this parade, but of also a lot of the not-for-profits in our community.
Right. And we think in terms of Oshkosh Truck for the military vehicles, but they also, as is coming up, a cement mixer and fire trucks as part of Pierce manufacturing. And so they're very diversified in spite of what their name has been over the years.
Right. And really they've helped put Oshkosh on the map, just like Oshkosh Bagash. You can go all over the world and see people in Oshkosh Bagash clothes or the bandanas, which they were known for. So puts us on the map.
And how many times do you travel across the country and look for that Oshkosh logo on the front of the various trucks? Oshkosh Corporation, build, serve, defend, protect.
And then coming into view after them is our wonderful Oshkosh Public Library.
And libraries rock. And you know, we've always had the reading programs for the kids, but now they have a reading program that encompasses adults too. And it's reading a book that's based in another country. It's reading a new author, reading a book with a one-word title. And it's a challenge for the adults as well as, you know, for the kids. Sometimes it's reading 20 minutes a day.
And really they're popular programs, and please check out your local library because they have so many wonderful programs for families. They also have a program they started for book clubs where it was have a glass of wine and read a book under the dome. And it's very interactive programs to keep people coming back to the library, which is a great part of our community.
Libraries are not obsolete.
No.
They don't take the place of Googling or anything else of the sort. They work hand in hand. Here we have WVBO with Louie, the cat. And they're working with a Humane Society.
The Oshkosh Area Humane Society. Look at those wonderful animals. Ah. And
the dogs with the butterfly wings.
Oh my gosh. And we see on their float there is plenty of water to keep the two-legged and the four-legged animals all well hydrated today.
And I struggle with this one every year, so it's your turn.
I was going to let you do it. I was just going to say the Muslim community of Oshkosh, Ahmadiyya. That's my stab at it. They also are very involved in our community, sponsoring blood drives,
food drives,
community sessions together.
They do potluck suppers. They're part of the Thanksgiving, the grateful service the night before Thanksgiving. Just very, very involved, very pleasant people to work with.
You know the one type of candy that I have not seen anyone hand out today?
What?
Chocolate.
It's probably going to melt all over the place.
Oh, then you could drink it, I guess, a nice cool drink. Oh, but yeah, I've seen a lot of freezer pops.
Mm-hmm.
The thing today too where there is a breeze coming through, but a lot of people are using any materials they have to fan themselves because the humidity is just a little high. Like we said, this has just been a strange spring summer that we've had. Except the plants love it, the tomatoes love it. It's a year for geraniums and petunias also, a wonderful year for that. The garden clubs are going to be doing great. And now, Judy, there's just a little lull in the parade if you want to thank the parade committee one more time.
We have the parade committee is Rick Wing as chairman, Dee Shates and Ann Hauk as parade coordinator. And then our lineup committee that were down here before 7 o'clock this morning, the Vietnam Veterans of America, Dwayne Cannon, Rick Wing, Chuck Butzloff, Gary Lee, Bruce Williams, Joe Vandenheuvel, Jeff Freund, Myron Divitt, Jake Hendricks, Dennis Cartwright, and the Associates of Vietnam Veterans of America, Betty Cannon, Donna Butzloff, Gloria Cartwright, Dee Shates, and Ann Hall.
You know, and speaking of thanking people, we've been in partnership with the Friends of Oshkosh Media and Oshkosh Media. Along with our Helping Hand show, we started something new this year, and it's the Community Unsung Hero Award. We started it in March, so we've honored someone in March, May, and now July. And it's a chance for you as the community to contact Judy or myself and let us know of some volunteer who does a lot of work behind the scenes or doesn't really get much credit for it, and that's what we want to do. Our latest one in July, if you go to the Oshkosh Media website, is a 25-year volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club.
Right, Glenn Doherty.
And
he was so surprised. It didn't look like it on tape, but he definitely was. Our first one was actually Ann Hauk.
Yep.
And she said, I don't deserve this. Other people, and that's what we are looking for. People who are not patting themselves on the back, who really truly do what they are doing because they love it. They have a passion for it.
They give from the heart, and that's what we want.
And they prefer to work quietly in the background.
But we kind of mix that up sometimes.
Yes, we do.
And we come and surprise them. So contact us if you're interested in more information. Oshkosh Gymnastics and Cheer.
And doing handstands and cartwheels on hot pavement.
And they actually have a preschool program also, so they start them off young because that's how you get to be involved in the dance teams, the dance clubs, by doing this, joining Julie's Touch of Silver or Richard's School of Dance?
Again, they're learning teamwork of sorts, and they're learning self-discipline, and they're learning a lot of life skills.
Well, and as you said too, they are walking on the pavement on their hands, and that pavement has got to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some more pedicabs. Those are great because they're filled with water bottles.
Yeah. And this is the 1157th Transportation Company. They've got 3 military trucks and some of their soldiers coming along. I remember as a kid, lots of memories today. I remember as a kid as the National Guard would go out to Fort McCoy, and they'd go through Amro. The streets were lined,
Yes.
and people waving and shouting and everything. And the guys riding in the back of the truck waving back at us.
It was
And
such a great, and it was just
a big
something you
thrill.
did.
It was a big
Yep.
thrill. That was something we look forward to every summer.
And there's so many different branches and ways to support your country, and the National Guard is just one of them, and we thank those men and women for what they do.
And in their uniforms in this weather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here comes the Verve Cube. I love this idea of having this truck where you can put displays in. So thanks, Verve, for being a strong part of our community with your wonderful display.
And that cube stands for Credit Union Big Experience. And they are definitely very community minded also.
Which is true. As you worked for a not-for-profit, I worked for not-for-profits. Our community is a giving community.
Absolutely. And after retiring, it was amazing how many organizations came forward. Can you sit on our board? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I can be busier now than I was when I was working.
Yep.
So this is Miss Lake Winnebago Outstanding Teen Cheyenne Kidrick. And again, a young lady involved in service, learning life skills that will carry her through anything that comes her way in the future.
Mm-hmm. Just gives you confidence.
Mm-hmm. And really, these are not beauty contests. It's sort of a misnomer because they're judged on poise, they're judged on interviews, on all this other. The swimsuit or the evening gown is such a small percentage of what they're judged on.
And
Caramel
here we have
Crisp.
Caramel Crisp Corner, who has great cookies, great popcorn. And again, they do a lot in our community, and they also do a lot for families.
They've got a meeting room over there now. They just keep expanding.
And Judy, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we're doing pretty good because there's a lot of mixing around going with the sheets and the entries. And
absolutely.
We're keeping up with
Groups
that.
have not. Here are the Oshkosh Masonic Lodge and Ron Montgomery. And the Masonic Temple is being used for so many events these days.
I love it. It's a beautiful place.
Art shows, you name it. Very, very much involved. And here's Body Works. And again, fitness.
See, now I could do this music. It's a nice, quieter, slower pace to do all of that. And people are into Fitbits and all that stuff now, counting your steps, but sometimes it's the stuff that you just do during the day that you don't even realize you're doing that really does help you exercise and lose the weight and feel more confident. Mm-hmm. We know that noise.
That is the festival grocery cart.
And again, we talk about places in our community who do a lot. Festival is the official sponsor of the 4th of July fireworks, so we really want to thank them for the show that they put on every 4th of July.
And they do a lot for, the organizations, prizes for the raffles or certain treats. I know that with Father Cars, they go over there and they pick up, leftover bread or deli
Yep.
or whatever. So a lot of ways. Oshkosh Transit, one of the brand new buses.
Look how shiny and nice and new it is. This is actually, as you said, one of our new buses that we're showing off officially to the public today here in this parade.
And eco-friendly
And coming next,
is
the Oshkosh Herald newspaper, which we do so appreciate. It's a community newspaper. Karen is doing a wonderful job.
And she was employed with the Northwestern, and now she's got the Oshkosh Herald. Lots of good local articles.
They do a
And they're always willing to come out. They Tom Eckval came and covered one of the Committee on Aging meetings and wrote a great article about the fire department. Oshkosh Area United Way, the car that is part of the giving campaign this year.
And in their van is Sue Ponick, who will be officially retiring at the end of this year as the executive director of the United Way. And I think this is a chance for us to stop and thank her.
She's done a great job. She not only does she, is she very strong with the fundraising, but a lot of programming and cooperation. When I was having to write for the Meals on Wheels program, what other organizations do you collaborate with? And when you go in and do your presentation, you're grilled on that one. So you better have the right answers and be doing the right thing.
Yeah, she's a wonderful community volunteer, and we thank her for her years of service for the United Way. Coming into view now is Escape Oshkosh.
And have you ever done one of the escape
I
rooms?
always want to do an escape room. I just think it would be so much fun, and it'd be teamwork and all that. It's a nice new thing to have. As it says, it's team building.
An hour with all these clues to solve a crime or anyway to get out.
Yeah, or you're not going to get out of the room. So welcome, and welcome to our parade.
Link Computing, my saviors more than once.
Oh, really?
They, Ray is a local boy. I shouldn't say that. He's a grown man with, adult children. They're over in the old Geordie's building
Love
on
that building.
9th and Rugby. And they do so much for the, for the computers. They do my virus scans. They keep solving all my other computer problems.
And then if you want to watch videos, why not go to Family Video?
And here is the Pickett Steam Engines Club.
Now that event says it's the first weekend after Labor Day, which again, as we're reminding people, is not that far away, because once you hit July 4th, I'm sorry to tell you children out there, but school will be starting soon.
Yes. We're already collecting for the back to school fair and doing the sign-ups for that fair.
Which will be in mid-August.
Right. And here is Blue Jean Nation spotlighting Blue Jean candidates Mike McCabe for governor and Dan Sherrill for assembly. And following them is Kavanaugh Carriages. And riding in the carriage is Dee Shates and Ann Hauk.
Part of our wonderful parade committee, who really do deserve a lot of thanks because they volunteer to do this, and we really appreciate it. All the work that they have been doing to give us this wonderful parade that we have enjoyed this morning here in downtown Oshkosh. Then we have the Vietnam Veteran Associates of America.
And the Vietnam veterans.
And it's so nice to be seeing them honored too, because you said there's been so many changes in our country, but we never should forget that we need to honor those men and women who served and who are serving right now.
And Rick is riding in the truck this year. His health has been a little more precarious, and he needs to have the air conditioning to manage for today.
Air conditioning is a great word to use today. That and cold water. And here we are. This is the end of the parade. We're so excited that you were able to join us here in Opera House Square in downtown Oshkosh, Oshkosh Event City. Join us for this wonderful annual 4th of July parade.
We want to thank Oshkosh Media, Jake Tim, Scott Williams, Ian Bartlett, Daryl Dukacek, and Anna Riggert. And once more time through the parade committee. Rick Wing and Dee Shates, Ann Hulk for the committee, the lineup committee, Vietnam Veterans of America, Dwayne Cannon, Rick Wing, Chuck Butzloff, Gary Lee, Bruce Williams, Joe Vandenheuvel, Jeff Freund, Myron Dimmitt, Jake Hendricks, Dennis Cartwright, and the Associates of Vietnam Veterans of America, Betty Cannon, Donna Butzloff, Gloria Cartwright, Dee Shates, and Ann Hulk.
Also, I think it would be prudent for us to thank the Oshkosh Auxiliary Police. They are a volunteer organization, and they are down here earlier than us, setting off all the roads and that so people can safely get to the parade and the parade can start. So we really do appreciate all of their help too. We're so glad that you could be with us for the annual 4th of July parade here in downtown Oshkosh. I am John Neiman with Aurora Medical Center.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Judy Ritchie, Community Advocate.